All right, so I got George here, and George has brought me the baddest Bronco I can say I have ever had. I say that about a lot of vehicles because it's true. And when he called me, I kind of had heard about it before. I looked at the website, I looked at the Bronco, and I was like, holy shit. Then I spoke to somebody that's like a Bronco buff, and they're like, oh, dude, that guy builds the coolest shit ever. So with that said, we're gonna introduce to you this beautiful two-door. I talked to George a little bit. This is about a $178,000 build at the time, which was how long ago?
End of 2023.
End of 2023. So now if you call George and you want to get this done, you're going to spend?
At least 200.
200 grand. Yeah. So let's dive into this truck a little bit. What's the wheel and tire combo? That's the first thing people are going to ask.
All right, so we're sitting on a 17-inch KMC True Bead Lock.
Okay.
40-inch Nitto Trail Grappler Mud Terrain tires.
Okay.
It's got dual ported valves, so you've got the standard valve stem plus a rapid deflator valve for guys who are airing down for comfort.
Okay, cool. And then the next thing that was kind of funny that we were talking about on the way here is George is like me. He doesn't give a shit about gas mileage, but he did tell me on the way down here, this thing gets 13 miles of the gallon on 40. So that is a pretty cool deal. So is this the glass you're saying is kind of proprietary to you guys? Like you guys did this glass?
See, I love that. The market goes to glass. You know,
yeah.
Fiberglass. Everything you're looking at is true, like aerospace grade carbon fiber.
Okay.
Even the corners itself.
Okay.
You know, some of the fiberglass you see out there, man,
yeah,
chips and cracks and kind of warps a little bit.
Yeah.
By trade, I'm actually a composite engineer, so we specialize in making advanced composites. So we make a high temp, fully flared, wider panel, and then also in carbon, we make a 1, a 3, and a 5-inch. So because this car we wanted to build with more tire coverage, we put a 3-inch extension. But everything all the way up here to the hood, it is all an actual like a quality carbon, but we just chose to paint this one.
So could someone buy this from you without doing anything else? Could someone go to your website and buy just this glass and without the extension if they just have the, yeah, carbon. I want to dive into something that you said a little while ago. Out of the 5 different types of off-roading that you can do that we spoke about, this isn't going to be the best at every one of them, but it's going to be the best to have to do all of them.
The whole range of them.
Yeah, you can, everything that we spoke about. So with that said, when George told me this thing cycles currently, and the way they've got it set up, is 17 inches of front wheel travel with his kit. And I was looking at the fabrication, which we'll throw some B-roll in. It's amazing. I mean, you guys made it look like it rolled off the showroom floor.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want people to see something like, all right, I got my money's worth.
Yeah.
That's the idea. There's tons of kits out there. But this is the thing that separates us. It's not a kit. Every single thing from bumpers to body to axles to suspension, architecture, links, geometry, it's all designed together at the same time. And that just gives it better quality.
So it looks like you got a 3.0 finned bypass for the shock, and it looks like you got a 3.5 on the coilover, is that correct?
It's a 3.0 IBP 8-inch stroke with a remote race. It's Prorunner race series grade with remote resi, with compression, a 2.0 threaded bump, and a 3.2 bypass. It's got a lot of shock.
It's got a lot of shock on that. A lot of shock. And it looks like he's got a billet upper control arm uniball set up, and they've got a
full fabricated lower.
Yeah, full fabricated boxed lower. This is set up for somebody that's over 5'10", because you have to jump in and out of it.
Jump up.
And
you and I are good.
Yeah. So you did say 14's in the rear?
It's got a 14-inch stroke, so same shock setup, different specs. It's got a 14-inch stroke, 3.0 IBP main coilover. With the bypass. It's actually 12-inch stroke because it's sitting a little bit more forward on the actual mount tab.
Okay, cool.
Then they're remote resis, tons of it's just got so much adjustment.
I see you got a killer, it's almost like in the Jeep world, they'd call that like a long arm. Yeah. Got your long arm set up in the rear, but really cool.
Well, what we wanted to do is we wanted to extend the arm because I want the rear axle cycling like a race car. I don't want it a shorter arm. I don't want that tire inverting back and forth and then getting too close for tire clearance.
And remind me what you said on the rear wheel travel.
I got a solid 18 in the rear.
Solid 18. Yeah. So with this kind of wheelbase with 18, you can go fast through the desert, you can crawl with it, you can mud, you can do whatever you want with this thing. It's absolutely, like, I can't explain to a person on camera how cool this thing looks. One of the questions that I'm gonna get, and people are gonna be like, oh, because the price on this thing's gonna be $157,000 asking, and it's gonna be a steal because it has 963 miles on it as of today. On this rig, it does not have a cage, and people are gonna say, oh, for that kind of money, so I wanna like 8 mile that shit right now. I talked to George about it because he's an engineer and has talked about this. The roll cage that's designed in the Ford Broncos is incredible. You said it's all the way to the frame.
Extremely strong. It's not, I get it. Some of the older Jeep days, JKs and JLs, like you'll see weak A-pillars.
Yeah.
Ford put a lot of money into the safety of the vehicle. So you look at the content out there. Unfortunately, there's been rollovers. I've never seen a collapse of any of the pillars, and there's been some dirty rollovers.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants a cage, I mean, you're not going to get a better foundation car than this. You want to cage it? Cage it.
Yeah. So he calls it a Prorunner, which I like. It's not a pre-runner. And then he has his bumper back here, swing arm, and the swing arm, everything's solid. It doesn't drop down like some of the bullshit, stuff that you see that comes from China. Same with the front bumper. Like I said, 963 miles on this thing. George did an incredible job. We're gonna put out a little bit more content. We'll get some rollers. If we can find the right jump, we might jump this thing and see what happens. 157,000 bucks. You gotta check this one out. You're not gonna get a better deal on something that's built like this.